I feel like a loser, but I'm still winning. If you are showing up every single day and you are actually doing the work, not just doing some work or a little bit of this and that, if you're doing the work that you've set out, you're doing the work that you've told yourself you're going to do, then you are winning. You are succeeding. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how you slept. It doesn't matter any of those things. Your emotions don't matter. You don't have to feel like you're winning in order to actually be winning. And today I learned that. Today when I was in the gym, I was having kind of a interesting day. I wasn't too happy going into the gym. I got to the gym, I was upset, and I just started going at it. And I was like, man, I just feel like nothing's going right. I feel like I'm not doing well. But then you look at the objective truth. I went to the gym. I showed up. I logged in. I did a bunch of things earlier today. I did the work that I told myself I was going to do. And then, no matter how I feel, I'm feeling like crap. I'm not happy. I went to go take pictures of myself in the mirror. Sure, check out the physique update, right? Boom, I had some more vein. I have new veins up here, new veins in my traps. And I have my left bicep vein is making a newer appearance on a part that hasn't been there before. And that happened when I was feeling like crap. When I was feeling like at my lowest I felt in a couple weeks. So, what does that tell you? It doesn't matter how you feel. It just matters what your actions are. It doesn't matter if you feel locked in. If your actions aren't reflecting the things that you know you should be doing, then you're not locked in. If locking in is like a stage or a phase for you, then you're not actually locked in. Being locked in is a state of mind, is a constant thing, is a term used to define what your baseline state is. If you are constantly like always looking to get better, always like being focused on the result, being focused on the goal, like you're always looking toward the future and you're doing something about it, I would say that's locked in. If there's something about the future that you know you need to do that you're not doing right now, then I would say that's not locked in. If you are purposefully looking at the future or looking at the prospect uh, idea that you have in your mind for your life and you're not acting on it, you're just procrastinating and you're not locked in. It doesn't matter what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm like in my head, okay, I gotta lose this weight. Like I wanna get in shape, finally get in shape. And you tell yourself that you're locked in, you're doing everything you can. You go to the gym every day. You track your food every day. You sleep. You try to go to bed early every day. Just because you did those things doesn't mean you did them right. It doesn't mean you did them well. But in your mind, you're like, but I'm going to the gym and I'm eating the food and I'm going and I'm doing the sleep. But be honest with yourself. What is it like when you go to the gym? Well, I go to the gym for like 20 minutes. I kind of do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You're doing some malarkey in the gym, and you call that going to the gym. Well, what are you eating? I was like, well, I'm tracking my food. You know, I'm eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm having a snack between breakfast and lunch, and a snack between lunch and dinner, and maybe I'll have some dessert. Okay, so you're tracking your food, but that doesn't mean anything if you're gonna go and act like that. Or, sorry, my dog is dreaming next to me. Anyway, it doesn't matter that you're like, oh man, like my life is so hard, my genetics are bad, my like this other dude was just born with it, whatever. You can't use that excuse if you're the one that is just like giving half effort. You know who you are. You know exactly who you are. If you're the kind of person that's like, oh, I love this craft, like I love doing this thing so much, like this is all my life, like I think about this all day long, and I have a passion for it, and this is part of who I am. And you're like, yeah, I work so hard at this, and this is whatever. But your idea of working hard is doing the minimum and then going home and eating whatever you want, not being locked in with any kind of structure you have for yourself, going home and playing video games, just sitting on the couch and watching TV all day. It doesn't matter if you go do the bare minimum things, especially if the bare minimum things are with a team. If you are with a team, it is so easy to get sucked in to doing the bare minimum. Especially if your team sucks, bro. If you're not on a team that's at the highest level, you are not locked in if you are not the one person on that team who is better than everyone else. And let me tell you why. It's not because the person that's better than everyone else has to be more talented or has to be, you know, lucky or the taller person or the bigger, stronger person. The person that's the best on the team, 99% of the time is going to be the one that's putting in the most work, that's putting in the most effort, that's actually giving it their attention. If I go and practice my trumpet for 6 hours every single day, what are the chances that every single one of those hours and minutes and seconds was actually used focused practicing the trumpet or being a musician or just like actually being focused? The chances are low, especially if I'm doing that every single day. Do you really think that you're going to be able to do like 40 hours of actual focus time straight up a week? You're not that smart. You're not that driven. You're not that locked in. You can't do that. You can't do that and sustain it and actually get better from it. There's always going to be some time in that time frame where you're not locked in, you're not actually focused. But what do you do at the end of the night? Oh, I practiced for 6 hours today, so I'm doing it right. And then you wake up a couple years down the line, you're like, how come he's better than me, or how come he has the spot that I want? It's just not there. I'm just not talented. I'm not gifted. Maybe the dude didn't work 6 hours a day to get there, but maybe he worked 2 or 3 hours and he was actually focused and he was giving it his whole effort and his attention. It was sustainable. He was thinking long term. He wasn't thinking, oh, I just need to make sure that I'm showing up and I'm doing the thing longer than everyone else. Time is not a correlation. The amount of time that you work on something is not directly correlated with how good your results are. It's correlated, but it's an exponential correlation or a logarithmic correlation, if you want to say. It's not a direct linear relationship. If someone spends 5 minutes on something and someone spends 30 minutes on something, it's pretty likely that the 30-minute guy is going to do better. But if someone spends 2 hours on something and someone spends 6 hours on something, depending on what it is, for trumpet at least, I know me spending 2 hours on it is going to give me way more and pay me way more dividends than the 6 hour is, because I'm going to be able to be focused for 2 hours and get stuff done. And I'm going to be able to wake up the next day and go again at 2 hours. Whereas if I do the 6 hours one, I'm not going to be able to wake up tomorrow and do 6 hours. Maybe I'll be like, oh, I did a lot yesterday. I'll just do 1 hour today. And then I'll wake up the next day. Oh, man, I did 7 hours of practice in the past 2 days. I can take a day off. What's the other guy doing? He's still on his 2 hours. He's still being consistent. Consistency is what's going to win the game. I'm kind of just going on a tangent. The whole point is that your emotions are good servants. Your emotions are good servants. They can serve you well. They're good indicators. But they are not cardinal directions on where to go and what to do. Even though you feel like a loser, if you are taking the right actions, you just have to sit there and just tell yourself, I'm winning. I'm succeeding. I'm doing it right. It's gonna work. All right? You don't have to do it very long. Because the truth is, if you are really doing the action, you're really doing the work, your results will show up. And you will get motivated again. You'll have a season. Maybe you'll start motivated and then you'll get unmotivated, but you still work. Then you're going to get motivated again after that season of unmotivation, and then you're going to be like, whoa, and it's going to be a flame that's even bigger than before, and you're going to be more motivated. And maybe you'll kick up the gear a little bit, and then you kick up the gear, and then you're back into the unmotivated territory. It's like, all right, I got to trust. I know, like, I've already experienced this before. Last time I was unmotivated and I did the work, it ended really well. and you do it again, boom, it's going to end even better. Do not listen to your emotions and let them define your next set of actions. Keep doing what your instinct, what your intuition, what the facts are telling you.